For too long, I have sat around being a sensitive young man, introspecting upon what could have been and what will be. But now I know the true answer, and that is, it is gone. For I am not a thinker. I am not a believer. I am a doer. What I've realized is introspection is truly fun. It makes life interesting, right? But you can only make life interesting out of what has been and what will be. A past act and a future act. What do these things have in common? Act. The only reason why introspection is interesting because it has act included within it. So if I want to make my own life more interesting, what can I take this as like advice? It is to act. I need to act more. I need to act more and more and more until the point where I'll have less introspection. A Horowitz dude or Andreessen, Mark Andreessen, the really big bald guy with the big head, he said he's not introspective at all. Like, he has no introspection at all, which I think might be a little bit of sad life because he's making such huge choices and decisions, which you kind of need to have introspection at some point. You know, I feel like once you get to a certain point, you need to have more introspection because the severity of your choices, especially being such a large venture capitalist fund, you need to like understand the repercussions of your actions, right? I feel like at the point where I'm in my life, I feel like I need to focus on just doing, you know, do, produce. I need to get more out of me. I need to put more reps in because I feel like it's just going to give me more surface area towards people, actions. I'm going to be able to create more and create a broader area to prop up my life, which I'm now starting to begin as a young adult. And I think that's ultimately the goal. Like, you gotta have good, high vibrational energy. I spent a couple hours today doom scrolling. I was trying to figure out what makes certain Instagram people more famous. What makes them like attractive to the eye? Like, why do you stop and scroll to a person who has no editing, nothing? You know, he's just talking, no overlay, no nothing, no subtitles. But you're talking to him, and you're just watching him. You're watching him, and he gets millions of views. He gets hundreds of thousands of followers. Why? Even if he has no seemingly little production value. It's because he has energy. The best videos, they're not good videos because they're really well edited. It's because they put a lot of energy into them. The people, they can sense the amount of energy that comes out of these edits. That's why people speaking with a lot of conviction and high energy are able to produce similar results. Now, what can this speak to my previous hypothesis? And how can this make an even bigger hypothesis? To have a really successful life, you need to not only have a lot of actions, but really high energy actions. I think that's the key. That's the key. That's how I'm going to accomplish this thing. That's how I'm going to get good. So less introspection. Actually, I just got tasked of coming up with a new name for our startup and potentially the product as well. So I need to be introspective, but not really. Actually, this might be a really good exercise in not being introspective at something that's introspective by being more actionful and trying to find meanings and connections between words. So I'm gonna be taking actions, right? Action. No introspection. I'm gonna try to be as little introspective as possible, even though I do have a goal in my journal that I'm gonna live a life that's interesting enough to write about every single day. You know, I want to have interesting thoughts and whatever, and that requires me to be introspective and write stuff. But the thing is, I think I should just write what I've just came up with today and what I'm talking about now. I think that's sufficient enough because what I'm writing in my journal is not just being introspective, but it's also record keeping. You know, a couple years from now, I'm gonna look at this book. Oh, what was Sam up to when he was 18 years old and he just found out the day that he was gonna have surgery? No more being introspective. So I think it's good to just look back on, and I think that's what I gotta do. So get off YouTube, close your phone. I can't even find my phone right now, which is really good. I feel like it's time for me to take action. Get off your phone, shut it off, preferably if you can. Take off your internet, study, do whatever you have to do, clean your room, and put in effort. Yeah.